In a lush green forest, there stood a magnificent oak tree, who had witnessed the passage of many seasons and had become a symbol of strength and wisdom among the other trees. Its branches stretched out gracefully, providing shade and shelter to countless creatures that sought solace beneath its protective canopy. On the outskirt of the forest lay a peaceful village nestled among some towering trees, and within that village there lived an old woodcutter by the name of Thomas. Every day Thomas would venture into the lush forest, his trusty axe in hand, to gather firewood to provide for his family. One sunny day, as he made his way through the woods, the trees whispered to each other in hushed tones, warning one another of his presence. He was known for his skill and precision, swiftly felling the tallest of trees with a single swing of his mighty axe. On that particular day, Thomas chanced upon the mighty oak tree. As he marveled at its grandeur, he knew that this tree was going to be one of many that was felled by his skillful hands. As he raised his axe to strike the towering oak, the blade slipped from his grasp, slicing through the air before embedding itself deep into the trunk. Startled, Thomas recoiled, staring wide-eyed at the tree as if it held a secret. Inspecting the wound on the tree's weathered bark, Thomas remarked to himself out loud, "What's this? I have never missed my mark before." The oak tree, sensing further danger, knew that it had to take action. It had seen its fair share of woodcutters, each one leaving behind a mark on the forest. Though a mistake in Thomas's eyes, the tree felt the pain of the axe as it bit into its bark. It knew all too well that though in Thomas's eye he had missed his mark, the axe had forgotten. But he, the oak, will always remember the damage done, mistake or otherwise. Thomas, the embodiment of routine, dismissed the incident as a mere accident. Unburdened by the memory of the misplaced blow, he recomposed himself in preparation for doing what he came to do. As he raised his axe and swung it with all his might, aiming for the tree's trunk, the oak tree called out to Thomas, its voice filled with wisdom and compassion.
"Dear woodcutter, I have seen many like you come and go. You seek firewood for warmth, but have you considered the impact of your actions? Every tree you fell, every life you disrupt. Through your own outcry, though you've missed your mark on my trunk and is once more poised to continue as you were, the scars of your mistake will always be mine to carry, a true testament of the adage, the axe forgets, but the tree remembers."
The woodcutter paused, his axe held mid-air. He had never heard a tree speak before, let alone one that showed such understanding. Curiosity got the better of him, and he lowered his axe, eager to hear more. The oak tree continued.
"The forest is a delicate ecosystem, an intricate web of life. When one tree falls, it affects the animals that rely on it, the insects that make it their home, and the birds that find shelter in its branches. The forest remembers these losses, and so should you."
Thomas listened intently, his eyes widening with realization. He had never considered the interconnectedness of the forest and the impact of his actions. The words of the oak tree struck a chord within him, awakening a sense of responsibility. Filled with remorse, Thomas lowered his axe and vowed to change his ways. He made a promise to himself that from that day he would find sustainable alternatives to meet his needs without causing any further harm to the forest. A promise that he would most certainly keep for the rest of his life.
There are two key lessons that can be taken away from the story. The first key lesson is general awareness, while the second key lesson is responsibility and accountability. As it relates to general awareness, we must consider our actions and the consequences of our actions, especially in today's society, where everyone is trying to get ahead in one way or another. It is easy to take advantage of or hurt others while we're in pursuit of our goals or dreams. To us, Doing what we must to get ahead, irrespective of who or what gets hurt or relationships that may get destroyed, tends to be overlooked during our strive for success or selfish pursuits, with us pausing to reflect on the way we've treated others only when we've already achieved our desired goals. Like the figurative axe, we may forget and rewrite the facts upon achievement of our goals to make ourselves feel good inside. But those hurt by our actions will always remember the damages done. Thus, by recognizing the delicate balance of things, we can make more informed choices and take steps to be more mindful and better in our dealings with people and things. At the end of the day, we all need each other and the environment in which we live in, since we are all part of a larger whole, and our actions can have far-reaching effects on the world around us. On the note of responsibility and accountability, Thomas's transformation demonstrates the power of taking responsibility for his actions. When he realizes the impact of his past deeds, he acknowledges his mistakes and commits to changing his ways. Like Thomas, there may be practices which we may be engaging in that we might consider to be okay. However, when enlightened about our involvement in such practices, it is our responsibility to course correct and hold ourselves accountable for our actions. Personal accountability can truly make a positive difference.